When you think about a coronation, you probably picture something grand, right? Triumphant, perfectly planned, full of confidence. But the story of Israel's very first king? It's nothing like that. It's actually this chaotic, superhuman story about a guy who seems to want anything but the crown. This is all about a secret anointing, a crazy public spectacle, and a king who literally started his reign by hiding.
So, it all kicks off with this one question, whispered in total disbelief among the people who knew him. Is Saul also among the prophets? You see, Saul was just a farmhand's son, and all of a sudden, he starts acting in a way that nobody could possibly understand. This is the mystery that launches this entire, incredible series of events. How did this ordinary guy, a man they all knew, suddenly become so different?
Okay, so let's get into this transformation. It really happens in two parts. One part is deeply private, and the other is shockingly public. And it's the collision of these two things that just creates this wave of confusion for absolutely everyone, including Saul's own family.
I mean, you have to understand, seeing a group of trained prophets was one thing. That was normal. But for Saul, this big, tall farmhand, a guy you just knew from around the way, to suddenly be overcome by the Spirit of God and start prophesying with them? No way. It was completely unthinkable. This was that big public spectacle that had everyone turning to each other asking, what on earth has happened to the son of Kish?
And this right here just shows you the disconnect. While everyone is still reeling from this public transformation, Saul is carrying this massive secret. He's just been anointed the future king of Israel by Samuel, the most powerful prophet in the land. But when his own uncle asks him where he's been, what's his story? The most boring, everyday excuse ever. He says nothing about the kingship. He is already living a double life from day one.
Now you gotta remember, all this personal drama with Saul, it's not happening in a bubble. It's playing out against this huge backdrop of a national crisis. The people of Israel are just done with their old system of having judges. They're looking around at other nations who have these powerful kings and armies, and they're thinking, yeah, we want one of those. We need a king to lead us, to save us.
And the prophet Samuel, he does not mince words. He frames their demand not as some smart political move, but as a spiritual rejection. He's basically telling them, look, you're not just asking for a new leader, you are turning your back on God, the one who's protected you all this time. So the whole idea of having a king is just loaded with tension right from the very beginning.
So how in the world do you pick a king when the stakes are this high? Well, Samuel gathers all of Israel for this massive public ceremony. The plan is to use a kind of sacred lottery to reveal who God has chosen. Can you just imagine the suspense? The fate of the whole nation is being narrowed down step by step from thousands and thousands of people to just one single person.
And the lot is cast. First, it narrows the entire field down from all of Israel to just one tribe, the tribe of Benjamin. You can just feel the collective gasp from the crowd as the focus suddenly gets a whole lot smaller.
But it doesn't stop there. The process continues. Within the tribe of Benjamin, the lot falls again, and this time it lands on one specific family clan, the clan of Matri. The tension must have been off the charts by now. Every single eye is fixed on this one family.
And then, finally, the lot is cast one last time. The name that comes up is Saul, son of Kish. That's it. The divine lottery is over. The people have their chosen king. This should be the big moment of triumph, right? A moment of destiny revealed. But there's a problem.
At the exact moment his name is called out, the moment he's supposed to be presented to the nation as their new leader, Saul is gone. The chosen king has completely vanished.
Just let that sink in for a second. The whole nation is gathered. The divine choice has been made public. And the man of the hour? He has disappeared without a trace. The whole ceremony just grinds to a halt in this really awkward moment of total confusion.
So after a frantic search, they ask God, where's our guy? And the answer reveals this deeply human, almost comical truth. Where is the future king of Israel, this chosen one of destiny? He's hiding. Not in some fortress or strategic hideout, but among the baggage, the supplies, the carts. He's hiding from his own coronation.
And this is the great paradox of Saul. They run, they find him, and they bring him out. And as he stands there, he's physically massive, a whole head taller than anyone else in the crowd. He absolutely looks the part of a king. But his actions just showed everyone that he was terrified of the role. It's this powerful reminder that looking like a leader
and being ready to lead are two totally different things. His stature and his spirit were in complete opposition.
So even after that bizarre start, the ceremony goes on. But the deep divisions that are going to mark Saul's entire reign, they show up instantly. The kingdom is split before it even really begins.
I mean, just look at this contrast. On one side, you have the roar of the crowd, this massive shout of popular support. Long live the king! But on the other side, you have the sneering contempt of these scoundrels. They look at this man, the one who was just hiding in the luggage, and ask, how can this fellow save us?
So the immediate aftermath is just this whirlwind of contradictions. You've got celebration and official ceremonies. You've got brave men whose hearts were touched by God, pledging their loyalty to the new king. But at the same exact time, you have others openly mocking him. And what does Saul, the newly crowned king, do about this open scorn? The text is very clear. He kept silent. His very first act as king isn't a command or a big speech, it's silence.
And that silence just leaves us with this final, lingering question. Saul's reign begins not with a roar of confidence, but with reluctance, with division, and with a public display of his own fear. It sets this incredibly fragile and conflicted stage for everything that comes next. And it really makes you wonder, what happens when destiny calls, but the person it chooses doesn't feel ready to answer?